Have you ever looked around and felt the strange quietness of your own world, while everyone else seems to be living in motion? Everywhere you turn, people are surrounded by noise, laughter spilling from their phones, invitations stacking up like proof of belonging, their lives looking like one endless celebration of attention and approval. And yet, there you sit, in the calm after the noise, watching the screen of your phone light up only for reminders and updates, never for warmth. You start to wonder, why not me? Why does everyone else seem so connected, so chosen, while I drift through this silence that feels like exile? That thought lingers like a shadow. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm falling behind in life. Maybe I'm invisible in a world obsessed with noise. But what if, and I want you to really let this sink in, what if that silence isn't a punishment but preparation? What if solitude is not a curse, but a signal, a sacred space carved by the universe to shape those who are meant to stand apart? Because some souls are not built for constant noise. Some are forged in the quiet. In the stillness where most people feel lost, you begin to find yourself. While others chase validation, you learn self-approval. While they need crowds to feel alive, you learn how to breathe in emptiness and still feel whole. That silence you fear is not emptiness. It is refinement. It's the sound of your mind sharpening, your emotions maturing, your spirit preparing for clarity. It's the space where your inner voice grows louder than the world. So hear this truth. What you call loneliness is often the first sign that you are evolving beyond the ordinary. You are shedding the need to belong everywhere because you're starting to belong deeply to yourself. The crowd celebrates noise. The wise embrace silence. And once you understand that, you will never see solitude as absence again, but as the birthplace of strength, peace, and purpose. Part 1. Depth cannot survive in shallow waters. Think back to the last time you shared something truly personal, something deep, something fragile with the people around you. Maybe it was a dream you've carried for years. Maybe it was a fear you've never spoken out loud. Or maybe it was a thought about the meaning of life itself. And what happened? They laughed politely, shifted the conversation, or tossed in a joke to brush it aside. That moment hurts because deep down you realize you weren't heard, you weren't seen, you weren't understood. But here's the truth. It doesn't mean you were wrong. It means you are speaking from a depth that others cannot reach. While most drift safely on the surface, you are diving into waters that demand courage. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are rich, reflective, and intentional, then shallow conversations will never satisfy you. And that is not a flaw. It is the price of depth. Look around. Many people connect quickly because nothing is required of them. They laugh at gossip, trade stories about distractions, and bond over noise. But those connections vanish as easily as they appear. If you, however, crave truth, loyalty, and meaning, you will not blend in easily. That is not weakness. That is proof of rarity. I once knew a man, brilliant in business, wealthy by every measure. He attended the grandest parties, sat at the finest tables, and yet he was silent. When I asked him why, he told me, "They roar with laughter over nothing, but when I ask what failure has taught them, the table falls silent." That's when I know I'm in the wrong place. If you find yourself out of place in empty conversations, could it be because you were never meant for shallow waters? Could it be because your depth, your silence, your hunger for truth is proof you were meant for something greater? Part 2. Solitude, the training ground of self-mastery. Why do so many people fear being alone? It's not the silence itself. It's what silence forces them to face. When the noise fades, when the laughter is gone, when no one is around to distract them, there is only the mind, unguarded, restless, untrained. And that, for most, is unbearable. So they run. They fill their calendars with noise, their nights with parties, their days with endless chatter. Not because they love the company of others, but because they fear the company of themselves. The Stoic teacher Epictetus once reminded his students, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In other words, Real growth often looks strange in the eyes of the crowd. When you choose solitude over shallow company, people may call you antisocial, distant, even cold. But the truth is, you are training for freedom they may never know. Which is stronger? The one who needs constant noise just to feel alive, or the one who can stand alone in silence and still feel complete? Solitude is not punishment, it is practice. It's the gym for the soul, the forge for the mind. When you sit in silence, you learn where your thoughts wander. You learn how restless, how reactive, how undisciplined your inner world really is. And once you see that clearly, you can begin to master it. That's why the Stoics never feared being alone. To them, solitude was not emptiness. It was opportunity. It was the proving ground where the mind learns to hold its own weight. The next time you find yourself in the quiet, don't run from it. Stay, listen, train, because every moment of solitude is shaping you into someone who is unshakable in the storm. Part 3. Quality outweighs quantity. Picture this: 2 tables. At the first, 20 people sit together. The room is loud, the laughter constant, the stories quick and shallow. Everyone is connected, yet no one is truly seen. When the night ends, the memories dissolve like smoke in the air. At the second table, there are only 2 chairs, just you and one person who listens, who understands, who carries your silence as easily as your words. No noise, no masks, no pretending. Every sentence feels alive. Every pause feels safe. Which table would you rather sit at? Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "Associate with people who will make you a better man and welcome those whom you can make better." He knew what we forget today, that friendship is not about numbers. It's about nourishment. One true companion can bring more light than 100 empty acquaintances. We live in an age of quantity, thousands of followers, hundreds of contacts, countless friends, and yet loneliness has never been higher. This is because deep connection cannot be measured in likes or followers or names saved in a phone. It is measured in loyalty, in honesty, in presence. A crowd can stand beside you in celebration, but only a true friend will sit with you in despair. So if your life looks quiet now, if your contact list feels short, don't see it as emptiness. See it as clarity. It means you are filtering out the shallow, the temporary, the exhausting. It means you are protecting your soul from being drained by those who are never truly with you. Quantity is easy. Quality is rare, and rarity, that is where value lives. Part 4. The right people appear in the right season. Nature has a way of teaching us patience. Flowers do not bloom in winter. Fruit does not ripen overnight. And yet, we expect friendships to arrive instantly, as if the right people should appear on demand. The Stoics warned against this illusion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What happens to each of us is ordained for us from the beginning." You cannot force people into your life before their season has come. What if solitude was simply preparing you? What if it was shaping you into the person who would one day recognize the right companion when they finally arrived? If you dim your light to blend in, the ones who could truly see you may never even notice you. But if you stand firm, even in solitude, you become a beacon. Beacons don't chase ships, they guide them. Your season may feel long, the winter may feel endless. But remember, nature does not rush, yet everything blooms in its time. The same will be true for you. The right people will appear when you are ready, not to rescue you from loneliness, but to walk beside your strength. They will not fill your emptiness, but join your fullness. Hold your ground, stay true to your values, because when they come, they will recognize your depth because they carry their own. In conclusion, the power in walking alone. So, what does the lack of friends really mean? It does not mean you are unwanted. It does not mean you are broken. It means you have chosen truth over noise, depth over surface, and purpose over popularity. It means you have standards, sacred boundaries that protect your peace. It means you have learned to value silence over shallow conversations and substance over attention. It means you would rather walk alone in the right direction than follow a crowd running toward nowhere. Solitude, for many, is a prison, but for the wise, it is a forge. Einstein retreated into quiet not because he hated the world, but because his mind needed stillness to touch eternity. Marcus Aurelius found peace not in the applause of men, but in the silent company of his own reason. Seneca warned that the crowd often celebrates foolishness while mocking wisdom. And Epictetus, in his unshakable calm, said, "Self-mastery is the only true freedom. To sit alone is not to be abandoned, it is to be in training. When the noise of the world fades, your soul begins to speak. You start to hear the quiet instructions of destiny whispering beneath your thoughts. You begin to rebuild yourself, not for approval, not for validation, but for strength. You are becoming the kind of person who doesn't chase connection. You attract it naturally because you've found connection within. You're learning that peace isn't found in company, it's found in clarity. And once you find that, loneliness transforms. It no longer hurts, it teaches. So, remember this. Better to stand alone in truth than sit among those who build their lives on lies. Better to walk a long road in silence than dance in a crowd that leads you astray. Because when you rise from solitude, you don't come out empty. You come out refined, resilient, and whole. One day, when the right people appear, you will not need them to complete you. You will meet them not from emptiness, but from fullness. And together, you won't escape loneliness. You will amplify peace. So walk alone if you must, but walk with purpose. Because every step you take in solitude is not isolation, it's initiation. It's the sacred process of becoming who you were always meant to be.